In today's news, the Thai Prime Minister is in Saudi Arabia to amend 3 decades of frosty relations. Meanwhile, the policeman who ran over and killed a doctor has been ordained as a monk, and health officials roll out a 4th vaccine dose to 10 target provinces. More details on all these stories coming right up. Sawadee krap, you're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest top stories in Thailand and beyond. And in today's news, residents, both Thai and foreign, in 10 Thai provinces will be offered a 4th COVID vaccine dose ahead of the return of the Test and Go entry scheme. The Public Health Ministry has confirmed that a 4th dose is being offered to provinces that are heavily reliant on tourism or where the infection rate is high. Both the Pfizer and AstraZeneca vaccines will be offered to people who received their 3rd dose at least 3 months ago. According to the report, the Health Ministry initially only planned to offer a 4th dose to healthcare workers and high-risk groups. However, it's understood officials have now decided to roll out dose number 4 to the general public in 10 target provinces. Of the 10, 4 provinces considered heavily reliant on tourism are Phuket, Krabi, Surat Thani, and Phang Nga. The other 6 provinces are either also reliant on tourism or experiencing high infection rates. They are Chonburi, Bangkok, Samut Prakan, Nonthaburi, Kanchanaburi, and Pathum Thani. Officials have already administered over 800,000 4th doses, primarily to medical personnel and high-risk individuals. The Health Ministry has set a target of vaccinating 2.5 million people across the 10 provinces, including foreign residents. People who receive 2 doses of Sinovac followed by an AstraZeneca booster are recommended to get AstraZeneca as their 4th dose, whereas Pfizer is recommended as the 4th dose for those who received 2 doses of AstraZeneca followed by a Pfizer booster. However, not many countries are administering 4th doses at this point. Thailand is one of the few, alongside Chile and Israel. Officials say they're pressing ahead with dose number 4 in order to protect local residents once the Test and Go entry scheme resumes from February the 1st. And a report says around 17% of the population has now received 3 doses of a COVID vaccine, with 69% having received 2 doses. Yesterday, Thailand reported 7,139 new cases, with numbers falling for the 3rd consecutive day. Our PM, Prayut is currently in Saudi Arabia in an effort to restore Thai-Saudi economic and diplomatic relations. Experts say the trip, which is the first government trip between the 2 countries after 30 years, is a huge breakthrough after 3 decades of tense relations between the 2 countries. Relations first turned cold in 1989 after the so-called Blue Diamond Affair, when a Thai cleaner working in the Saudi royal palace stole $20 million worth of jewels from the palace. After the affair, 2 gunmen shot and killed 3 Saudi diplomats in Bangkok. There are a number of theories concerning what the assassinations were about. Prayut's trip was initiated by Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman inviting him. The trip will last a short 2 days, during which time he will make efforts to renew the export of Thai talent to Saudi Arabia. Once the 2 countries' relations are normalized, Saudi Arabia will lift restrictions it enforced against Thailand after that Blue Diamond Affair. These restrictions included replacing the head of its diplomatic mission with a charge d'affaires, prohibiting Saudi Arabian nationals from traveling to Thailand, and prohibiting Thai workers from being employed in Saudi Arabia. Experts say the lifting of these measures will open labor, trade, and investment opportunities between the 2 countries. A police officer who hit a woman with his Ducati bike as she was on a zebra crossing has been ordained as a monk. 21-year-old Narawit Buadok chose to enter the monkhood to make merit for the killing of Dr. Waralak Supawat Jariyakul last Friday afternoon. The Bangkok ophthalmologist was mown down as she was using a zebra crossing on Phayat Road in the Ratchathewi district of the capital. Narawit has had 7 charges lodged against him in relations to the accident, including a charge of reckless driving causing death. He entered the monkhood at Bangkok's Wat Pariwat Ratchasongkram Temple yesterday afternoon. He was accompanied by his father, a police officer from Patumwan Station, who was also ordained. Narawit has stated that his intention in entering the monkhood is to make merit for the death of Dr. Wararak. Reports say the victim's family continued to mourn her as funeral proceedings entered the second day at Wat Phra Si Mahathat Waramahavihan Temple in the Bang Khen district of Bangkok. She would have been 34 on Monday. Her father said he would not criticize the officer for entering the monkhood, instead saying he is grateful for him making merit for his victim. In the last World Health Organization report into road deaths in Southeast Asia and Asia, it probably wouldn't come as a surprise to learn that Thailand came up top. According to the 2018 report, the kingdom had an average of 32 deaths per 100,000 people. This compares to 26 in Vietnam and 23 in Malaysia, followed by Myanmar at 19, Cambodia at 17, Laos 16, Timor-Leste 12, the Philippines also 12, Indonesia 12 as well, and Singapore at just 2. In a list of the top 10 countries with the highest number of road deaths globally, Thailand came in at number 9. The remainder were mostly African countries. A 2019 report by the Thai Health Promotion Foundation's Road Safety Center identified pedestrians as the most vulnerable category on Thai roads. This came to the fore last week when a woman was killed in Bangkok after being struck by a policeman on a big bike as she was using a zebra crossing. Statistics from the Department of Highways for the period of 2013 to 17 show that on average, 55 out of 100 accidents involve pedestrians being hit by drivers coming from the opposite direction. The report also found that 40 out of 100 accidents were caused by dangerous overtaking. Meanwhile, the Digital Government Development Agency says Thailand reported around 20,000 road deaths in the period from 2014 to 17. Of those, 740 were pedestrians. Most of those killed were teenagers aged between 15 and 19, followed by people aged 50 to 69. Most of the accidents were caused by motorcycles, followed by cars and trucks. One former member of parliament has filed a lawsuit against another politician for using a photo of him to mock him in a campaign poster. The image shows the former MP of the ruling Palang Pracharat Party, Sirat Jenjaka, under a magnifying glass behind a Move Forward Party candidate with a message calling for volunteers to help catch those who were cheating on the polls. Sira is suing the leader of the Move Forward Party, Pita Limcharoenrat, for doctoring his photo, using it to mock him. Sira says the poster is a violation of the Election of MP Act, adding that he hired a lawyer and will file a complaint with the Election Commission. He says he plans to demand a combined 50 million baht in damages and will defend his reputation. Meanwhile, a Pheu Thai Party's director for the 9th constituency by-election, Sarawong Tien Tong, says the party will dispatch observers to watch over the 280 polling stations across the constituency. This is far from the first time opponents of the Move Forward Party have taken legal steps against its members. In September, the Thai military filed a complaint against party member MP Natacha Bunchai Insawat, accusing him of producing fake documents. The documents were titled Royal Thai Army's Information Operation. The Army alleged that the document had misspelled the commander's name and that the signatures were not real, saying that such errors would not have happened if the documents were authentic. Sira lost his seat after the Constitutional Court ruling last December that declared that he was unqualified to serve because he was convicted of fraud back in 1995. Thailand's constitution prohibits those who were convicted in a criminal case in Thailand from running for a House of Representatives seat. The Thai government's domestic tourism stimulus scheme enters phase 4 from February, with the cabinet approving a 9 billion baht budget. The We Travel Together campaign, known in Thai as Rao Tiu Doi Kan, will run until July. Under the scheme, participants can benefit from a 40% discount on hotel rates up to a maximum of 3,000 baht a night and a total of 10 room nights. There are 2 million room nights available under the scheme. In the latest phase of the scheme, the number of reduced airfare entitlements has been reduced to 600,000, as the government says not all entitlements were used last time. Officials say the purpose of the scheme is to encourage Thais to holiday at home, spending their cash to help tour operators and hotels that have struggled financially as a result of the pandemic. And that's all for this report. And in case you guys missed it, I was trolling hard on the Good Morning Thailand show with Tim and Jay. So definitely check that out to see all the funny conversations that the three of us had. The video is popping up on the screen here, so go ahead and click on that. Thailand News Today will be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, you're not up to date on the Thaiger.